Hey YouTube! Yamaha SE150 from 1986. I'm selling this from a pal. I used to own it a couple of years ago. I sold it to him and he's now decided to downsize a little bit. He's a bass player, really actually plays the guitar. Yeah, so the SE series, which are pretty rare actually, they only made them for a couple of years, is kind of their forerunner to the Pacifica. It was like the SE series for 85 to 86, 87, something like that, and then there was the RGX, which were kind of like your Steve Vai Gem, you know, Ibanez RG, and then there was Pacifica in about 1990, 1991, and then they've just stuck with the Pacifica ever since, so it's kind of a Pacifica sort of. Yeah, so normally a Yamaha numbers, SE150 would mean 1, and then 5 would be number of humbuckers, and then the 0 would be number of single coils. So like a 121 would be 1 series, 2 humbuckers, 1 single coil. It doesn't work for this guitar because it doesn't have 5 pickups. That would just be silly. There's actually someone talked to me earlier on about asked me how I wired up I put 4 pickups in a Pacifica. Only 4 fit. There's only enough room for 4 humbuckers, so you can't put 5 in. Yeah, so 1986, Eddie Van Halen, 1 pickup guitars. I've got a very similar one there by Grant. Very similar in pretty much every respect actually. It's got like a 3-a-side headstock. This has got a 6-a-side headstock. One of my favourite things about this is it's got a body coloured, this amazing colour. I don't know if it's really shown up, but it kind of is. It's like your candy apple red, apart from it's got a sort of orangey thing going on about it as well, but it's like metallic. That's where the truss rod adjusts. 1 mega powered bucker, basically the DiMarzio Super Distortion copy by Yamaha. Strat trem, 1 knob, output jack, 6 tuners, 6 strings. Not much more to say. It does have like a sort of scoopy thing here, which none of the other SE series have for some reason, but this one does. So if you've never had a 1 pickup guitar, it's a perfect excuse to get one. There's something about single pickup guitars. It does make a difference. Maybe how much of it is you just play them differently because that's all you've got, but it really makes you work and do things that you wouldn't normally do, because sometimes you go up here, oh, I've got this bit coming up, I'll just go to the neck pickup. No, you won't. So I'll just turn the tone down. No, you won't. You really start to realise what a volume control does. It's not just a case of, it doesn't just make it louder and quieter. You know, it's like, that's me just into the clean channel of my wee Laney VC15. So that's it. Yeah, that's clean. Or distorted if you turn the volume up a bit. It's kind of, it makes you work a bit harder, and you kind of realise what you can actually do, because obviously the volume control on this one does that, but the volume control on all the guitars do that. Do you use it for that? Also the fact it doesn't have the other pickup means that there's less magnets slowing the strings down, so it feels a little bit more alive and more instantaneous when you hit notes. You know, we're talking about, you know, this much, but it makes it feel different. Probably not so much if you're listening to someone playing, you maybe notice, but you notice it when you're playing it. This is a very powerful pickup. Just distorting the clean channel there. Obviously you want a bit of rat pedal on it. High fret accesses, I can easily get way above the fretboard. Much more than a Strat, so I think maybe the top hat, this is Strat, but the lower horn here is maybe on a Strat. It's maybe more here. So it's just like deeper scooped. Now I was just going to try and keep this video down to 5 minutes, just as a wee stick it in. If anyone's interested in that, if anyone's man enough to try a single pickup guitar, that's quite sexist, but it's the truth. You know, it's like you turn up with this in the band, and it's like who's playing the lead? Me. I'm gonna pick up. The neck on it's maybe it's quite flat this way with a D contour. Quite traditional feeling actually. You could get away with just using it as a normal guitar, but for me it just makes you just want to go and even though I'm not really very good at doing that. Find yourself battering it a bit more with a single pickup. I think maybe that's something to do with this barely perceivable, but it is their attack thing. You know, you tend to be a bit more. It's got sustain as well. I think that might be maybe the one pickup, if you've got more magnets pulling the string, it stops it vibrating, so you get better sustain with one pickup. All these voodoo things. Make you want to play pinched harmonics for some reason as well. So this one is, I mean, it's in, I'm going to say perfect condition. You know, if you hold it up to the light, you can see sort of occasional swirl marks and stuff, but it's what, 86, 34 years old? I've seen guitars that are 6 months old that aren't as good nick as this. Also, it's built like a total tank. It's got quite a bit of weight to it as well. So, rocking, excellent guitar. Now's the time to buy this sort of thing. There's it's unique. Try and get a unique. Go into a guitar shop and find something as unique as this. If you're, I'll just have a Telecaster, thousands of Telecasters, Stratocaster. No, you get something a bit more interesting than pretty much any guitar you can buy just now, until you start getting up to. Every time I go into guitar keeps going up here. Oh, there's something interesting. That's quite nice. $3.5 grand. You know, for like Sandbergs and all these makes I've never heard of. But this is a Yamaha, and as you know, Yamaha are just, they're the best. They're amazing at making guitars. I don't actually have one on the wall just now, but I do have a few Yamahas myself. Yeah, so rocking.